today's video, I'm going to teach you how to set stop loss using Fibonacci. I'm going to show you a small secret, whereby you can use it more like a magic. I just show you this. You should be able to all those things that you find it difficult whenever you want to set your stop loss. In this video, I'm going to show you just like it will not take you time. Immediately you place your trade using Fibonacci. Let's say Fibonacci setup. You see, after placing the trade, you just see exactly where you are going to place your stop loss without doing any calculation. The Fibonacci will just do the calculation for you and show you exactly where you are going to be placing your stop loss. So make sure you pay attention. If you have not watched the video where I teach you how to apply Fibonacci or use it to identify your entry, check the description. You are going to see the link to that video. Alright, so let's jump into the video. Okay, remember when you're on TradingView, if you are using TradingView, I like to use TradingView to do my analysis. Okay, when you're on TradingView, one of the things you can do is that you can come to this side. When you come to this side, you'll be able to click here. You see this kind of, you see something like arrow here, right? When you click on it, then it take you to this place. Then find Fibonacci. As you can see, you see Fib retracement. Alright, you can start it. When you start it, it will appear like my own. As you can see here, I have it here. I can drag this thing out. All the ones I start appear here, which are the tools I'm going to be using for this particular all my analysis. All right, so just pay attention so that you understand. If you take a look at here now, when I want to use Fib, I'm going to drag it from here. But before then, let me just remove this so that you'll be able to understand. So let me shift this. Okay, right now I click on Fib. Then I will draw Fib. Okay, let me turn it upside down. Alright. When you take a look at this Fib, you see there are a lot of things here. You can reset these. I don't like to use it, but I'm just showing you the first setting, so that by the time I start setting it, if you are like me, by the time I'm done with this, you discover it will not appear like this. If you come to settings here, right, you click on settings, you click on these settings here, then to take you to where you are going to be. As you can see, it will appear like this. Then you're going to adjust, do the settings very well, those colored and a lot of things that are there. For me personally, I don't like it. If you don't like it, you can do the same thing. Alright, you can do the same thing. So one of the things I like to do is, out of these things, which area do I prefer? If I come to background, you can decide to change the color. You understand? If you don't like all those color that are in them, you can change it. You click here. Once you click on this place now, as you can see, it have changed. You just choose any color. You can turn it to black. Everything will turn to black. Have you seen it? Everything have turned to black here. Then you can come to this place now. Let me just shift this so that you can see. So if you take a look at here, you discover that after this number, which is the percentage, we have price. So if you like, you can remove this price here. Watch what will happen when I click on price here. You see everything just disappear, showing you only the percentage. Alright. So the next thing you can be able to do is you can come up here. You see all these places that are checked. For me, if I'm identifying area to place for my entry, which is retracement, you use Fibonacci to identify your retracement. So where I normally consider is what, if I take a look at here, this area, and this, which is what, 0.618 and 0.5 plus what, 0.382. These are the areas where I look for opportunities where market can retrace to this level before I enter my trade. Since those areas is what I want, I'm going to turn it to what, red. So 0.6, as you can see, we have 0.6 here. I'm going to change the color to what? I'm going to change it to red. You understand? As you can see, just appear as red, which is this area. Sorry. Then the next thing now, I'm going to change another one, which is 0.5. 0.5 is here. I'm going to click on it. That one, I'll also change it to red as well. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to change So I'm going to change another one, which is 3.8. I'm going to turn this one to red. Have you seen it? These are the area where I'm looking for opportunity. All right. So I just identify those areas. Then the next thing now is you can come here. If you come to this place now, you see when you take a look at this, discover there is background on it. When you come here, you click on background. As you can see, everything disappears. Those colored within the region just disappear. Alright, these are settings that I normally do whenever I'm doing my this thing. So at the end of the day, you discover if you place your trade within this zone from here to this zone, alright, so which means all those other numbers that you see, let's say, let me just link, you see all these numbers, in as much as you're not using it, if you want to use it for take profit, then it's a different thing. But for me, what I normally use, identify the ones that I'm looking for, then use those ones. Let me come back here. By the time we come back here, still click on settings, because when I tap it, it actually disappears. So that's why I come back here. Then I'm going to remove some of these things here. If you take a look at here, now I'm going to remove this up one. I'm going to remove this. Wait. I'm going to remove this one because I'm not using it. Alright. So if you want to remove that, if you don't want to do all these things, you can leave it the way it is, which is in default setting. Even if you make mistake, if you try doing this setting, you make mistake, you can go back to default, which I'm going to show you later in this video. So if you click here now, as you can see, it just disappear because me personally, I don't need it. What I need is this. Alright. Since I need this, then the subsequent one, which is all these ones, which is those numbers you normally see that are long, then I'll just uncheck them because I don't need that. I just want it to be as simple as possible, so that all those confusion that you normally see on the chart, I don't need those things. Alright, now okay, now it is set. As you can see now, my Fibonacci just is as simple as possible. Alright, so this is what I need. This area is where I'm looking for retracement level. Right, once market returns to this level, I look for entry. Then from this area too, I'm going to set my stop loss. So having set your Fibonacci, this, remember, let me show you something. If you don't like this, let's say you are doing the setting, you don't like what you are seeing, you can come back here, just click on settings. By the time you click on settings, you can see this edge here, you drag it. As you can see, we have here template. If you click on template, click on apply default, it will go back to the normal way it used to be. Alright, so if you don't like the setting your own to look like my own, you can just leave your own at default. Right, whichever way you are still going to use it, but I like to make my things as simple as possible. Alright, so do your own the way you like it. For me, I prefer to do it this way. Alright, so having done this, then the next thing now is I'm going to use this to apply it on the chart. Let me just remove it for now while I look for where I'm going to show you example how you can do that. Then let's go to the chart. If you come to the chart now, let's take for instance, you are looking at this trade. You want to use it to place your what? Let's say you put this Fibonacci. Remember, I put my Fibonacci. I star it. That's why it appear here. So this particular one is Fibonacci. When I click on it, then I'm going to come from this level, the peak of this level, then drag this all the way down. The zero will be at the low. Alright. As you can see, this dot line here, it started from this top where this candle end to this point, which is 0, where this candle ends. That's how to draw it. Then having identified this, where are my possible entries, which is what I normally look forward to this area, which is what 0.618 or 0.615. As you can see, let me stretch it more. As you can see, when market reach here, as you can see, we have what indecision at this level, whereby market nearly break out of this 0.6 here, 0.618. All right, then the market forms doji. So this automatically becomes what? Your entry. So how do you place your stop loss? Then in this scenario, let's say, because I need to on the second one, I just find out something. So this level, I initially I off this one, all right, I switch it off. So if I on it, it should be able to appear, because right now I'm going to be using it to set stop loss. See, this one have appeared here, all right. So having done this, which is, if you enter, remember, pay attention, this is where the magic happens, whereby you are going to know exactly where to put your stop loss. If market retrace it, because sometimes you notice that, let's say market reach this level, then reversed. Let's say you enter here, all right. If you enter here, as you can see, market reach here and give you sign. Forget about what's happened here, because even if I'm trading this pair, once you spot that market reach here and show you this sign, which means you're supposed to enter at the close of this candle. You understand? This area, or you just connect here to here. If you are using the strategy I teach you, which is what? Using counter trend line, which means you should enter when this market is dropping like this. Then if you enter here, where should you place your stop loss? Your stop loss should be what? After the next level. If this is your entry, let's say if it is, remember, Fibonacci is not certain that you must reach 0.6 or 0.5. If it is at 0.5 that you set your entry, remember, we have entry point. Even if market reach here, you don't just rush and enter. You wait for entry trigger, all right, which is what? Either doji or some of this candle, or use counter trend line. If you don't know that, check some of those my videos. I have done video on all of these. Then the next thing you need to, let's say here, if you use 0.5 as your entry, let's say market come here and give you sign, depending on your reason for your entry, then your stop loss should be somewhere above here. You understand? Above here. But as you can see in this scenario, me personally always wait for market to retrace to what? 0.6. 0.6. I prefer that level. All right. Then when market reach here, what do? You use the next level. As you can see, this one here, just few pips above it. All right. Let's say I enter my trade here at the close of this candle, then my stop loss should be around here, which means even though this market later bounce up to this level, it will not kick you out. You understand? You just use this arrow, place it around this area, just after this line, which is the next level, then here becomes what? Your stop loss. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Make sure you do that. If you use this particular one, which means your stop loss should be here, but you understand, between here, let's say you enter here. If you enter here, your stop loss should be, if you place your stop loss, should be here, which means even though this market even come to this level, but if you place it at the middle, you understand, between here, after this point, which is somewhere here, you discover you nearly hit your stop, but it did not hit your stop loss. Apply this whenever you are using Fibonacci. If you use your Fibonacci to identify your entry, you can also use it to do what? To set your stop loss. How do you do that? Just like I show you, the next level, which is if you enter here, which means you are going to be using this area as your stop loss, right? Why? If you enter at this level should be your stop loss, right? These are the methods you are going to be using whenever you are setting your stop loss, or you use Fibonacci to identify your entry, alright? If you find value in this, don't forget, I really appreciate it. Click the like button, like the video, and also subscribe if you are not subscribed. Leave in the comment section, I like the video. Just comment, I like the video. Thank you very much.